Let's do some EFT tapping to process some of the fear and anxiety around asking someone out. This might be a specific person you have in mind, or just like the prospect of doing this in general is very terror or fear-inducing for you. This is totally common. And another thing to know about this is I've seen this more than once. When you process some of the emotion, some of the fear around this, what you might discover is like the idea of doing it, thinking of a way, imagining a way of doing it that's actually kind of aligned with your personality, starts to become more possible, rather than like, oh, I'm hearing all of this advice and it doesn't get through, or it sounds like it's not like me, or I don't want to go use some pickup line or something, right? It all seems impossible until you start to clear out some of the emotion around it. So thinking of the situation, actually intentionally letting yourself feel some of that fear, that dread, anxiety, and let's do this together. So starting on the side of the hand, say, even though I'm feeling all of this fear and anxiety around asking them out, I choose to have some compassion for myself and all the emotions and judgments this may bring up. Even though, if I'm totally honest about it, there's just straight up fear in my body, in my mind, a tangible anxiety at the thought of asking them out. And no amount of advice seems to be helping. I choose to honor myself and everything I'm going through here. So even though, if I'm really honest about it, there's just raw emotion, fear, anxiety, imagining terrible rejections, or ruining my reputation, or who knows what else. And no amount of thinking through this has helped this seem possible or less terrifying. But I choose to just acknowledge where I'm at as best I can. And I'm open to processing all of these feelings. Maybe even opening up to finding a new way to approach this. Let's go through the points now and say, there it is. There is absolute fear or anxiety, or maybe a whole bunch of emotions. I might not really be able to label them. It might be a physical sensation in my body. There might be images in my mind of how just awful this experience would be, how awkward I'm going to be, how uncomfortable the other person might be, the painful reaction I'm expecting. And I'm giving myself some credit right now for actually looking at this, reminding myself that tapping, while I'm feeling all of this dread, even probing into it more, is supporting me in this process. And as much as it feels safe, even allowing myself to look under the hood, is there something I remember? Is there a past experience I went through? Something I've seen others go through? Maybe it's videos I've seen online of someone making a move and getting publicly humiliated. Stories or ideas about asking someone out and then it ruining the friendship or relationship, or being labeled as creepy or inappropriate. just letting myself recognize that I may have one or many very real threats here that are charged for me. So, of course, it doesn't work for me to say, it's not a big deal, just ask them. I choose to look directly with curiosity and openness. Why is this a big deal for me? It's not bad or wrong that it's a big deal. There may be many things linked where my system associates really terrible outcomes with the act of asking someone out. And the risk-reward just doesn't work out. Part of me is saying, maybe it could go well, but there could be some serious consequences if it does not go well. And I'm choosing to feel the emotion behind this, validating whatever is going on within me. Yeah, if part of me is trying to protect me from a terrible rejection or being labeled, then that's not a bad thing to clear away. But what I can begin to question is the association I may have made. What I'm imagining the whole scenario has to look like. What beliefs have I picked up about how this would go down? About what asking them out has to look like? About the possible outcomes that may really have nothing to do with how I might approach the situation. Letting go of anything I've learned about, I have to do it a certain way. I have to be really forward or really covert. I'm open to the possibility that even if I don't know exactly how yet, that I can find a way where my system feels okay with approaching this in a way that doesn't feel so terrifying, in a way of approaching the subject, a way of initiating conversation. I don't have to say anything inappropriate. I definitely shouldn't, but I don't need to. And all of the different ways that the fear and anxiety themselves, the past experiences or images in my mind, are making this appear to be such a zero-sum game, making it into this big moment with so much at stake, so much reward or so much risk. Open to relaxing this, opening my mind to exploring or being open to more ways, that this could be a much more natural process, that there could be more than one conversation here. Relaxing all of the images and outcomes that make this feel like such a threat. And not going in blindly now, but I can be thoughtful about this. So what would be an appropriate way to do this? and letting this come to me, which as I process more of the emotion behind this, will start to feel more like what it actually is, which is connecting or talking to another person. And so I'm just opening up and open to exploring or releasing anything deeper connected to this that may be revealing itself to me. Some past rejections or other experiences that may need a little more support. I'm open to examining that and supporting myself through this process so I can become more and more free about this and letting this become a natural thing in my life. All right, let's take a deep breath. It's totally fine if it still feels like very, out of the realm of possibility that this is something you're just going to act on. It's just hopefully giving you a way to approach the subject, giving you some different avenues. You can repeat this. You can notice if it brought up certain specific memories or things that happened in your life. That's where a lot of the gold is. So if you really remember something, go there, tap through that. If you want to work together on that in group or other settings, one-on-one, there's some links in the description. But let me know if this was helpful, if there's anything else you'd like to explore in this direction, and I hope to talk to you soon. Thanks so much.